Hello everyone, welcome back to the Code and Create with Amit, where we explore the world of modern programming language and frameworks. If you are new here, consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon to get notified every time we release a new video. Today, we are diving into another crucial aspect of React development, which is handling events. Understanding how to work with events in React will give you the tool to create interactive dynamic applications. So, let's get started. First topic is what are events in Reactjs. So first let's talk about what event are in the context of Reactjs. Just like in like regular HTML or JavaScript, events are actions that are triggered by the user or the browser, such as clicks, key presses, or form submission. In React, we handle these events using a slightly different syntax, but the concept remains the same. Handling event in React, that is the second topic. So in React, event handling is similar to handling event in JavaScript, but with some key differences. The most important one is that React events are named using camelCase rather than lowercase. Additionally, in React, you pass a function as the event handler, not the string. Let me give you example. So I have created a function based component for you where I will define a function like this: constant handle click. I am creating it as an arrow function, so it is more understandable. What we will do, we will just alert something from here like button is clicked. Let's add a return block here, inside which we can pass our button. So as I told you previously, the event will be need to define with camelCase. In JavaScript, we were using these double quotes to pass our function, but here that is again a different approach. Here you will pass the name of your handle click method, which will be triggered whenever you click on the button. Let me save it. Here I need to say something like click me. Okay, that's it, just click me. I save it. I already imported this component into the main component to showcase you. You see the clicking button appear here. I click it, it give me a alert. How we will do it in class based component? Because there different approaches exist. So let me create a component button classes based. Okay, I am giving this kind of name so it becomes more clear to you. Let's do what we do: import React from React, and here we will define our class which can be like same as our component name, which is button classes based. It can be anything. Extends, it is required. If you are doing writing a class based component, then you will have to import the React component class, react.component. It is required, keep in mind. So here first we need to define a constructor where we will be passing props as a parameter of the whole application. Then we will marking the props as super. These things have, or we can say they are required, you cannot leave them. Then here we will define a state with the keyword this.state, because we are into initialization phase, so we can do this. One second, this was a bit wrong. I added the curly brackets by mistake. So here, because that's actually definition, not a function, so they are at the same level. Here we going to define a count state which has an initial value of 0. Now I don't need this because we are inside an object, commas are not valid. Then we are going to write a method which can be handle click. See, here you don't need to define a constant because you are into class based component. What we will do here, we will do this dot set, we will update the state by we can say by 1 each time. So it is like this dot, okay, this is autocomplete is an issue, this dot, man, this dot state dot sorry, I understand the issue. Actually there should be curly bracket, that's why it was becoming something else, but no issue. Now this is the syntax to access your states in class-based component, which is defined like this. We getting read it, increment it by 1. Now as you all know, inside class-based component, I showed you already in previous lecture that your class-based component will always have a render block. It is must for your class-based component. You cannot skip this, otherwise the component will not return anything. Let's have a return block, inside which we are going to define a container like div, inside which we will define a button. What we will do, we will do on click event here also. We are going to use this because I will describe you why and why it is working with this. So I just forget one thing, I got it, will describe you. Click on class based, you will have to bind it because to make it work. This dot okay, the name is handle click is equals to this dot handle click dot bind. Remember this syntax, you will always need it. So with this event we are binding this, so this way we can call our event. What the event is doing, it is incrementing the count value by 1 each time we click on the button. So let's display the value also. Okay, we are mostly using function based component, so I just missed some topics related to class based component, because in modern programming we are only using function based component right now. Okay, so just read our state, just a simple thing, export the class which is just defined, we have defined it but not exported. So I can say button based class component. Let's copy the name, get back to the root of the application, import. Don't worry, at the later stage of this playlist I will teach you to create whole wrapper components, how we set up hierarchy of the project. So here we just import it, let's call it save. The browser we can see, each time I click you can see the counter incrementing the value by 1. So that's another thing. If for example again here same thing you want to do with class based function based component, so you can define like this, count comma set count, because it is function based component, use state default value 0. Why we use function based? Because the code is a bit less. You see how much we did here, but we don't need to do this much here. It will be a bit simple. There I showed you the div for container, but we can also use Reactjs fragments. This is fragments which does not create extra div like this. If not required, you can use this also. Let's copy this line just to give it take less time. We also don't need the this dot state to read this, you can see directly. Now same thing we will do here, set count is equals to count plus 1. So see, same thing getting done by this code, and same thing here. It is it is less neat and clean. Save it. We are displaying count on function based. Okay, keep it separate, count on class based, so it will not be different. Okay, same thing doing here, same thing doing here. So same thing but less code. Almost spaces are there on 18 line, but it is going all around 27 for a simple logic. If code becomes complex, it can be very long. So that's why we are using function based component. Now another thing is like, what if you want to pass parameters? Okay, it can come into your mind, why do 1 if I can do with 5, 6 or 10. So let's do like, there will be a increment value by which the value will get increment. For example, this one will get increment by this value, and that value we can pass by here. So each time we click on the one click button, it will increment by 5. Let's run it. You see, it is incrementing by 5. Why? Because we have passed a parameter. So that was the next topic which I was going to describe, that passing argument to event handlers. This is event handler. Inside the event we have passed a parameter. Simple as that. There is nothing complex. If you will do practice, you will be able to understand these things clearly. Okay, so that's it for today's video. We have covered the basic of handling events in React, from simple click event to more complex scenario like passing argument. This is single one. If you want to pass more, like 5, increment by 5 but multiply it by 2 at the end, so you can do something like this value. Here we can say multiply by what? You can combine it into like, and then pass your value. Okay, so let me reload it. You see, result getting multiply each time. So that was example about that. These concepts are key to making your React application interactive and user friendly. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow developers who want to start their journey in coding. Don't forget to subscribe to Code and Create with Amit for more in-depth coding tutorials. Have any questions or topics I would like to you can drop the queries or concerns into comment box. I would love to reply them all. So thanks for watching, and as always, happy coding. See you all in the next video. Thank you.